that it has been as seamless as I can be able to access my account online, I can be able to do business whenever I want. So these are some of the things that we are looking at as diaspora. Now, when you look at UNA as a corporate account, our UNA accounts are of course audited. We have to make sure that things are being done correctly, and we have to make sure that we are also doing business timely. For example, we have financials that are quarterly. If I want quarterly reports to be done, I don't want to be going through a third party to just get statements and all that. When you have an account in housing finance, whether it's corporate or personal, like I said, you can easily get access to that account.
According to World Bank remittance data, Uganda remittance record is estimated at $1.6 billion, attributed to a steady increase in the number of Ugandans living and working abroad, ease of access to remittance services. Ronana Habwe, Smart 24 TV, Business Today.
Post-pandemic recovery has been government's major focus in a bid to revive effectiveness of major economic sectors, such as being the consideration for education, as well as envisioning effective USE, UPE, OPOLET and government-funded schools, plus remuneration. In the current budget process involving severe budget cuts, the Education Committee has been on the sideline awaiting summit with officials from the Ministry of Finance, including the Permanent Secretary, to conclude its report. While the Finance Minister appeared today, the committee declined to meet in absence of the Permanent Secretary.
And we went official by writing, and very specific and very intentional, that we wanted the Honorable Minister and Mr. PPS, Mr. Govi. The reason as to why as a committee we are very interested in having him here is the one who appends his signature on whatever is happening with our ministries, the one who writes to them about the budget cuts with no explanations. Secondly, he's the technical leader of the ministry. So we cannot proceed, Honorable Chair, I think it is not procedurally right for us to proceed without the head, the technical head of the Ministry of Finance.
For 4 hours, the committee was held in waiting, only to be informed that Ramadan Govi, the Permanent Secretary, wouldn't make it on preoccupation with the meeting at State House.
No.
Amidst shortages, the education sectors had to deal with particular funding streams, including IPF, to realize crucial elements such as skills and capacity building, remuneration, among others. Government has come short on particulars such as the increment of science teachers' salaries over constraint. Furious legislators have in turn urged the Education Committee chairperson to invoke Article 90 of the Constitution and summon the Permanent Secretary.
We are now getting a scapegoat of people hiding under State House, and we should discourage that once and for all. I don't expect General Museveni to say that there is a committee sitting now, and they have called the gentleman called the Ramadan going to appear before the committee. Says now, since they are calling you, but first come here. That's the scapegoat we should discourage. Mr. Chairman, let us use the powers of our rules. You've given us time, and this is what I request to rule. Give us a break for another hour till we go for lunch. But invoke Rule 214 of our rules, issue and services of summons.
Mr. Chair, the Honorable Minister of Finance has been pleading with Mr. Ngovi to come. I was listening on phone. The Muzei has been begging the man to come, and the man was almost kneeling on phone when he was not seeing him. I can imagine, Mr. Chairperson, the situation that Honorable Kaseja is facing is not palatable.
Here we are here. This gentleman did not come. Whatever we passed here, you know what happened. Nothing happened. The main reason why we want this gentleman here, one, he should be part of this process, and he should bless the process, and he assure us the process we are doing. He has the money to finance the process. We may be here wasting time, writing this, making recommendations. when the gentleman is there thinking something different. So we want him here to own the process and assure us that there is money when we make the appropriation. The last one, Chair.
The committee chairperson eventually heeded to the call, summoning the permanent secretary and still accepting presentation of the report to Parliament, though asserting need to interface with the peers.
In accordance with our rules of procedure and the Article 90 of the Constitution, I'm directing the clerk to go ahead and prepare and we issue summons under Rule 214(4) to cause the appearance of the PSST, the names of Ramadan Govi, and the council to the committee is also directed to make sure that we do this within the provisions of the law.
This financial year, the Ministry of Education was allocated 661 billion shillings, but has only received 330.5 billion shillings as the last quarter falls out. For the coming financial year, only 481 billion shillings has been allocated. Samlanifa, Smart 24 TV, Business Today.
Thank you so much, Samla Hanifa, for that report. Now, the delayed construction of the Nyakasanga Road has disrupted transport, eventually affecting business operations. Kasese municipality leaders and workers of ministry have expressed dissatisfaction over the slow progress by the contractor, who has appealed for extra time to expedite the project.
This morning, Kasese Municipality Leadership and Ministry of Works team inspected the Nyakasanga Road construction project earlier today. Deputy Town Clerk Zedekiah Kairi expressed dissatisfaction with the slow progress of the contractor, Techno 3 Company, warning that the delay could result in a return of funds borrowed from the Bank of Africa. Kairi highlighted that Kasese is a beneficiary of the USAID program and the contractor has not met the required percentage of completion, which is worrying.
Our biggest worry is that by the end of this financial year, as it is always, all monies that have not been spent by local governments goes back to Kampala. And we wouldn't love that this money goes back. We are around 58% of the works executed and will be at around the 80%. And our desire is that the contractor doubles his effort.
According to Mr. Bataki Gabriel, the engineering supervisor for the ministry, he has rejected the proposal put forward by the contractor as they do not meet the required standard and are therefore deemed substandard.
So the specs they have been giving me are not meeting that spec. And that's the reason I've been rejecting them here. And these specs have been coming from India, and I've told them anything that for me to accept from India, they must come and assemble a sample on site. I don't want to approve, and then what eventually comes is something different.
The traders who cooperate along with the road currently under construction have expressed significant concern regarding the delays in the project. These delays have had a significant impact on their businesses, and they are eager to see the construction completed as soon as possible. Our children are suffering because we do not have anywhere to put our businesses, so we're in need of your help. In regards to the Nyakasanga Road project, the chairman LC3, Nyamwamba Pamiko Kasereka, expressed a belief that the road would be a great value of the surrounding area. However, he also voiced concerns about the impact of water channels that have been constructed by residents further up the road. He requested that the project team consider the potential negative effects on those living downstream and ensure that measures are put in place to prevent any diverse impact on the homes and properties.
This road is going to add value, more especially on economy of Nyamwamba division. If we see it is just a shortcut from Kasese town through Nyamwamba town to Fort Portal Highway. So most of the roads and businesses conducted along that road are going to be boosted because people will start accessing that area. As more people access the area, more customers are attracted.
In regards to the construction of the road, Engineer Robert Kachiza, representing Techno 3 company, has requested that both politicians and municipal technical team exercise patience and give the project team ample time to complete the project to the best of their ability. He assured them that the team is working diligently to assure that the construction is completed as soon as possible.
The consultant gave us an assignment. Therefore, we as contractors are supposed to oblige to it. We have a written agreement with instructions.
Now, moving on with business today, the Ministry of ICT, together with the United Nations Development Programme, German Development Agency, and other development partners, are looking forward to implementing the $106 million national backbone infrastructure, a long-awaited digital transformation roadmap set to improve the Uganda's socio-economic position through efficient and fast services across major sectors. Let's have a look.
Smart 24, driving business.
Luxury redefined at Seasan Hotel as you indulge in the splendor of elegant living fit for the royalty that you are. Step into comfort, pampering and blissful customer-centric service as you select from our range of comfy, exquisite living quarters furnished to meet with your royal preference. Surrounded by scenic beauty, our tropical setting allows you to escape the glamorous ordeal of city life. Our ambient green gardens will guide you to a place of revitalizing rest. The 3-star